As you can see, a lot of activity happens behind the scenes and we're getting set to go on air.
Big shout out to Wizkid.
Trying to get my hair all did up.
In place and all of that.
You know?
But good morning and welcome. It's Thursday morning. It's December.
Yeah.
It's my first show in December. Of course, the ladies heralded Welcome December yesterday.
Had a December 1st episode.
This is December. Well, you're welcome. I know Thursdays, it can be time for some people, for some others, you know, they are gingered and all of that. But then, hey, come on. It can also be peace, refreshment, and of course, great vibes as the week is rounding off.
It's rounding off the week, but beginning a new month. So this is the time to make your plans for the holidays. December feels like a very short month.
It does.
There's not much work done.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I think like it's the antithesis of January. It's a short one. So December can be very short. January,
very long.
like 3 years in it, eh?
Thursday is a sign that you've already survived the week. You're almost there. You're almost at the weekend. So stay calm. You're going to make it through smoothly.
All right. And of course, to make it through smoothly, you need to sail with us. That's what we are doing. And that's how we are here on your screen. Wake Up Nigeria. It's the #1 numero uno breakfast show. And I'm normally not narcissistic, but when it comes to Wake Up Nigeria, look, this one, take it to the bank, whichever bank, anywhere around the world, it's numero uno.
Yes, so speaking of #1s, this is one of my #1 besties right here, talking about MM. How you doing, bestie girl?
Hey, bestie. How are you doing?
Have you all seen that meme? Real besties, they don't go shouting all the bestie.
Really?
Wait, let me not go into all of that. But hey, man, it's great to have you this morning.
Don't mind Mike.
Why?
Comes to the set looking like he ate a whole fowl this morning.
I don't know what she's talking about.
We need to leave MM in that kitchen. She's not coming here. That's your punishment for today. But hey, come on. We're here to make it this Thursday a wonderful one for you. For the next hour, 45 minutes, stay with us. Of course, we will blow your mind. My name is Mike Mexicano.
And I'm Titi Layo. So remember that you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv or on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Download our app. You can get it on Android and iOS. Send in your comments on social media to connect with us at TVC Connect.
And what are you waiting for? How come you're not following us yet? Hello at TVC Connect on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
That's it. All right, let's get straight to it. Our display at Thursdays, that's something I always look forward to. We'll be joined by Yerint Abraham, a creative genius, lover of art and poetic rap and music. His curiosity has enabled him to participate and gain expertise in so many fields, from modeling to sculpture, paint, digital animation, creative art, pen and pencil drawing, and quite a whole lot more. And he is an alumni of Big Brother Nigeria. He'll be here with us for our At Thursday.
Also coming around today is multi-talented thespian, method actor, writer, content creator, Femi Durojaye. He's also a model, social commentator, and much more. Known for his skills and tenacity as well as authenticity. It's going to be great to have him in the studio.
I know him. Mansa Musa Built a School. That's our book, authored by a daily marketing professional with over 10 years of experience working in various fields. And that will be our book for the day. It's one for the kids, yeah? I'm looking at this one should excite Titi quite a lot.
December stuff, amazing. He's a restaurateur.
Yeah.
And MM said she had a very interesting experience.
I did. It wasn't interesting. It was awful. I had a really awful food experience yesterday. So I was to hang out with my friends. I haven't seen them in a while. And I decided, okay. One of us suggested this, food restaurant on Ozumba, by the way. And Ozumba, by the way.
It's one of the first ever restaurants to be on that street.
And then I got in there. I should have taken a cue from the minute the customer service or the waitress attended to us. I should have known that I was going to have one of my worst food experiences this year at that restaurant. When the food arrived, when the drinks arrived, they were nothing. It was nothing compared to, or was nothing as, compared to what we saw on the menu. Now they brought the food. First of all, the potato chips were not properly fried.
Oh, my
They are
goodness.
potato chips.
They're supposed to be chips.
They're supposed to be chips. Those are like the quickest things.
They're crunchy and all of that, yeah?
It wasn't even properly cooked from the inside.
Oh my gosh,
and then it was like I said, it was a really awful experience. And I was even trying to be adventurous because, you know, trying to try something different.
Yeah.
You know, their peanut sauce was a disaster. Like I said, we just wasted money there.
Oh my gosh.
Because we couldn't eat any single thing. And then we had to go over to another restaurant or Nozumba by the way to actually, you know, relieve the whole experience. Because we really wanted to have good food and great conversation.
And great conversation, yeah.
Do you get?
Let's do something like that. I'm talking about a restaurant that maybe overlooks the sea or something.
Oh, this one also does.
This one
It does, yes, so there's a lot.
it overlooks the lagoon.
Yeah, so it felt like I just went there for the sea breeze.
But the sea breeze.
Which I barely
but you know,
felt.
there's something quite interesting about all of this, which intrigues me. Yesterday, I saw Mm's post. MM posted a status while she was there with the food, and I'm not sure the exact word she used.
That was actually the second restaurant.
Okay, that was the second.
That was the second restaurant.
There was no way I would have taken a picture of the first.
Okay, because I was like, MM showed me that she enjoyed herself. So what's she now talking about?
The second one.
So now I understand. Okay, now I get it. But hopefully you tell me that restaurant so that later on, so that I don't make the mistake.
Please.
There's something I do
one thing better to share the gospel. So credits.
Okay.
One thing you need to do next time before you go to a restaurant, a pricey one especially, check the reviews online. Even if they put some really nice glossy ones first, go to like page 2 or 3.
So usually I'm very skeptical about reviews because I'm like, some of them could be flawed. You get, people go through extreme lengths to
give us idea how much be the food we want to buy.
Okay, so the chicken skewer with the peanut sauce cost about 7,000 naira.
Oh, goodness.
And that's different from the French fries.
Wait, is it full chicken?
No.
Chicken skewers on a stick.
On a stick.
It's just stick. 7,000 naira, you can chop 2 chickens somewhere else.
Oh my goodness. No wonder you were upset.
No wonder.
But at this point, we're going to get some tastier news after the weather. Thanks so much for joining us. It's about time for us to take a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Now, the fast-spreading Omicron variant has found its way into Nigeria with 3 cases detected by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, according to a statement by the NCDC Director General, Dr. Ifedayo Adetifa. Now, the agency conducted case and genomic surveillance for an inbound international traveler's flight arriving the country at its national reference lab in Abuja and some other testing labs. Now, he stated that sequencing of samples from COVID-19 positive inbound travelers was conducted in laboratories with sequencing capacity in the country, while all the sequencing data were shared publicly and they are accessible on databases. Now, the state government has released its white paper on the report by the NSAS panel that probed the Lekki tollgate incident of October 20th, 2020. The judicial panel, led by Doris Okuobi, a retired judge, submitted its report on the Lekki shooting incident on November 15th. Out of the 32 recommendations made by the judicial panel of inquiry in its report submitted, the Lagos state government accepted 11, rejected 1, and accepted 6 with modifications. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says the 14 recommendations fall outside the powers of the Lagos state government and will be forwarded to the federal government for consideration. However, the governor dismissed the panel's report that 9 persons were killed at the toll gate when the soldiers and the police shot at peaceful protesters. And that's all we have time for when it comes to the news right now. But we have sports coming up with Mike.
And we are back. Yes, it's time for the front page, to go through the front pages of the newspaper. And we are starting with the Daily Trust papers this morning. And let's see what's making the headlines. Here on COVID-19 Omicron, Buhari 10 ministers jet out to Dubai. And on the riders here, how Nigeria detected 3 cases. Ramaphosa's visit successful despite scare, says president, and federal government's directive flops as unvaccinated workers access offices. And also here, let's take one final story. Death toll in Kano Both tragedy rises to 29. And that's it on the cover of the Daily Trust newspaper. Next up, we have the Daily Times making the headlines here. Buhari to Ramaphosa, let's enhance people-to-people relations, avoid unhealthy competition. On the rider here says a strong bond of brotherhood between Nigeria and South Africa of great benefit to Africa. And that's it on the cover of the Daily Times. Next up, we move on to the Daily Independent, making the headlines here. Death of skilled manpower may delay deployments of 5G. And at the bottom of the paper here, customs police halt trade facilitation at ports borders. And also at the bottom of the paper here, workers locked out as federal government begins vaccine mandate implementation. And finally, Buhari travels to Dubai to attend Expo 2020. And that's it on the front page this morning. Let's find some facts.
Yeah.
Ladies and gents,
Only you can help my body.
welcome to the singing competition. Sing loud, let's hear you the voice. So that if you want to yabu, yabu well. Sing, sing, sing.
Mike, you're not going to voice shame me on this show.
But
Only you can help my body. Oh, hey.
so,
Yes.
So you're very voice shame yourself.
Wow.
Before we even start, so I don't have to do that for you. You better do it for yourself.
Please.
So,
Owning my voice. Everyone should own their voice.
By the way,
and-
there's a singing competition coming up very soon, so
Wow.
you should find a way.
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
Mike.
Let's just get right to the matter.
Mike,
Okay.
just let it go.
So
Why? Because there's a reason she's singing that particular song. Because there is a reason for everything we do on this show.
Wow.
And it was apparently a very confusing performance yesterday on stage between Tems and
By the way,
Wizkid.
before we get into that, he's had 3 wonderful days in
He has.
O2.
He has.
Sold out the
Sold
O2
out, yeah.
entirely, all 3
That
days.
has been bowling.
Taken, Afrobeat has been up and up and up. This is it, still moving into another level. So before we even talk about anything, Wizkid has taken the culture to a whole new level.
Yeah.
We've had Gabriel Union, quite a number of superstars,
Naomi
Chris
Campbell.
Brown,
Yeah.
Naomi Campbell.
Yeah.
Chris Brown is saying he's proud, he's
Yeah.
glad to identify. Look, 10, 20 years back, this is a whole new, it seems like we're in a different world now with the
Yeah.
power of Afrobeat. Wizkid, great one there.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
And we also saw a few other Nigerian artists.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Bella Shmurda.
Bella Shmurda. Definitely.
I mean, it was awesome.
But boy, came
Yeah.
there. All right, okay.
It was
I didn't
awesome.
get to catch his
Yeah,
performance.
anyway, we have... Auntie.
What
Let's get to
Okay,
right
so-
to the
sing the
matter.
song again so we can leave it.
Incidentally, there's a video that I just saw this morning. I think it came out from last night of Wizkid, who was performing with Tems. The
Yeah.
hit song. I think they did it every day.
Essence, yeah.
They did it every
Yeah.
day. I was expecting maybe Justin Bieber will fly down one day
Yeah,
and just tear the
enter.
place.
Oh.
That one, the place just tear, you know. And it seems he was trying to perform some professional.
Please, don't try to sugarcoat
We are
it in
talk
any
about.
way. So while they were performing on stage, Wizkid heads over or moves closer to Tems and tries to grope her.
Or
And baby girl-
lift her,
Like
and it turned to something else.
And then baby girl,
Yeah.
pushed him away slightly. She tried not to make it obvious.
Yeah.
But we got a baby girl.
Yeah.
We saw it.
It's not everybody that likes
and
to
then,
be
they
lifted,
moved
you know.
on like nothing happened, with the performance, which I thought, of course, was very, professional.
Yeah.
And now it's become the rave of the day.
Well,
We're talking
people are-
about
So
it.
the
Different
comments
views, yeah?
are actually what made
What do
it.
you think about it?
So the truth
What do you
is,
think about it, first of all?
not everybody likes to be held or touched during a performance. But, there are some other artists who would have probably allowed that to happen. We've seen it on stage with a lot of different artists. It's a performance between a guy and a girl. You want to create a sort of energy.
Wow.
We get it. There are some performances that sort of get that.
Yeah, why are you
But
worried? You say
it's
that.
now a choice. It's a choice.
It's not
It's
PG.
her, it's her body.
It's not PG. They didn't send you to send Eliana and Elsie.
No.
It is not PG. It is 18
Yo,
above.
But maybe,
So yes.
Okay,
let me say it this way. Maybe there were different terms and conditions. You get it?
Go ahead.
You get it?
Go ahead.
You get
Go
what
ahead.
I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Terms and conditions that were not clear. They wanted to raise her up. It wasn't possible.
But it didn't look like he was trying to raise her up. Did you watch the video?
Yes.
Did you see the expression on Tems' face?
She didn't want him to be even more.
Did you see the expression?
She didn't want to fall.
Wait, no.
She didn't want to fall over.
Okay, wait. Wizkid is, you know, he's not an exactly, you know, a person, and then you now want to carry somebody.
It's not possible. You're right.
That is
you're right.
taller than
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Do you understand?
You know what I think? You know what I think?
I feel like consents. Consents.
Okay, yes. You know what I think? Let's see. Let me get this across. Let me get this clear. Yes, I think that it's almost impossible for him to carry her because she's much taller.
Yeah.
But there's something you have to understand. First of all, look at the song.
Yeah, essence.
Only you feel hold
my body. That's the song.
I'm coming. Yeah,
someone else to hold energy.
So she says, only you feel hold my body. Yeah? I feel like if they had not planned it, on the spot of the moment, it was a good thing because they are performing.
Yes, it's a performance. It's on stage.
I'm just saying. But obviously, she didn't like it. The way she, you know, because but for
is that
for
why
me,
we're talking about
for
it?
For me, my point is that it was a performance, and
she should have just gone with the flow.
She should have flowed.
The theme of the song.
She should have just gone with the flow, right?
Yes,
so just so we're clear, he's not the only one that has tried that. You know, she's also tried to hold him at different points in time during other concerts.
So now you now need to. When you say hold him, in what way did she hold his hand? Did she hold his hand? Did she hold him at you know different parts of his bodies that he wasn't supposed to be touched?
Look,
you know, so we need to define what touching is and what holding is
during a performance. And the energy is important. You're carrying the crowd along, right?
A lot of falls, and I don't mean flows, F-O-U-X has happened during performances where people have been, have had wardrobe malfunctions because all in the
heat of the moment. I fully get. I fully get where you're coming from, but I would say that personally, that look,
okay, so
so you can see me just laughing and they are not talking. My producer, by the way, Olamide is the one talking to my ears. He's a naughty guy at this point in time. Olamide, big shout out to you. But look, no.
It's all about being prepared. It's all about being prepared. If she wasn't prepared for such a move, if they didn't plan it well, then it's their fault, really. For making it look very awkward.
And it's okay that if you have a problem with it.
But it should have been better planned.
For me, I don't have a problem because look, they're performing. It was an over 18 song.
Yes.
It is only you feel hold my body. If I don't hold your body, we're not performing.
That's it now.
Let us perform this song. Let us hold the body.
For consent and all that.
Each other's body because we're on the same show.
Yeah, let's
wait till the night show.
Performance. No.
I don't know consent.
Oh, you want consent?
Consent. All right, it was all fun. I don't have a problem with it. Definitely, Mem is having fun at it. But hey, come on, you can look at it both ways.
Please, if you're a woman and a young girl, and somebody wants to touch your body, please
tell them no.
Or better still, let them ask for permission.
We'll check this tab out and we will be back with our art display. We are already hard at work here. Chef Olanike, good morning.
Good morning.
It is great to have you. So you are catching us in the preparation phase, and this is a good time to catch us so that you know we're doing everything from the start. Chef Olanike, how are you doing this Thursday morning?
I'm good.
All right, great to have you. Now, what are we preparing this morning?
Okay, this morning I'm preparing rice stick.
Rice stick?
Yes. Rice stick noodles.
Rice stick noodles, okay.
Yes, made from rice flour.
Made from rice flour?
Yes, it's like the healthy kind of noodles.
Okay.
Yes, so better than the yellow kind of
normal
noodles,
type that we use there. Okay, I like all of that. Let's talk about let's talk about the ingredients that we're working with here. I can see quite a lot of stuff. Let's see. All right, run us through the ingredients that we're working with here.
Okay, so sorry. I have rice noodles and then I'll be preparing sauce.
Okay.
Stir fry chicken in curry sauce. You know, you could have it with stir fry or any kind of soup of your choice.
All right, so let's talk about the sauce. This is our soy sauce.
Yes.
And what is this? Sesame seeds. What is this for flavor or for what's this for?
Completely healthy. Then you can just sprinkle that after serving the dish.
And then we have this oil here.
Yes.
What's this oil? Is this normal oil?
Normal oil.
All right.
Yes.
And then what's this?
We have stir fry sauce, and then we have this also. The sesame sesame oil.
Okay, sesame, blended sesame oil. This is just salt, yeah?
Yes,
we have green bell pepper,
yes.
Red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper.
Yes.
Okay, we have our onions, we have our carrot, while we're still putting all of this together. Okay, and then we have our garlic, and then we have the perfect, this is
chicken breast or fillet.
Oh, I love this, I love this, you know I love it. And then, of course, we're getting this together.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know, we could get you to see a screenshot of the ingredients that we're working with so that you can look at it and later get to work with all of that. But now, let's just talk about something before we start. You mentioned about the health benefits, yeah?
Yes.
Of this one over the yellow ones. Is there really anything we should watch out when it comes to the yellow or the normal noodles that we get to? Is there anything we should watch out for?
Yes. The thing is, you know, these days we have all sorts of ailments, and it's really giving a lot of people concern. So for me and my family, I do tell my children, this is not healthy, this is healthy. You know, I let them know. So I always opt for the healthy options as much as I can.
As you can, exactly.
So you don't really have to have too much to do that, you know. At times I tell them, you know, it's not healthy, you can't have this every day, maybe just once in a while. They actually take the yellow noodles too, but once in a while.
Once in a while you can take this other one.
What goes in here determines.
Because something I know that when it comes to the body, as much as you exercise, nutrition is also a very, very important part. There's a lot that you can save from yourself if you take in the right foods as it is. Wonderful, wonderful. I know it's quite very healthy. So let's take a look at those ingredients now so that you can have you know a pictorial view of what we're working with. Okay? So yeah, like we mentioned, the salt which we saw there. We have carrot. We have corn flour. There's red onion. Of course, normal onions, because I've seen purple onions, so yeah, this is red onions. We have sesame oil, there's vegetable oil, stir-fry sauce, sesame seed, spring onions, chicken breast, dark soy sauce, ginger and garlic powder, bell pepper, we have red, we have yellow, and we also have green, of course, and there's a lot. So I'm going to help Chef Olanike. We'll start shredding our carrots now. You get to see how all of this is going down, but we'll have to get over to later on. We'll come back and let you know how the process is going on. Let's get on with our book chat.
Alrighty, something looks good already in that kitchen. Can't wait. Well, we have our book chat segment, and I'm pretty excited about this one today because it has to do with kids. Yes, you all know I have two of them, and I cannot wait to review the book and also read it to them later on anyways. But today's book is titled Mansa Musa Builds a School. This one is authored by Dele Olafuyi, a marketing professional with over 10 years of experience working in various marketing roles with FMCG companies, and his passion for changing the African narrative around the world motivated him to create Kunda Kids, a publishing and creative media studio that illuminates African stories through books, songs, animations, and games. And today, he's here to talk us through Mansa Musa Builds a School. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing today?
I'm very well.
Now, let's quickly talk about Kunda Kids. I mean, your wife created it. What inspired it?
Yes, so, we live in London.
Okay.
And last year, when lockdown started, we have a 2.5-year-old son right now.
Okay.
We were like, we really want him to grow up understanding where he's come from, his African roots, and we started doing a lot of research during lockdown. Like, you know, let's buy children's books that represent him, and to our surprise, you know, there's not much out there, and it's so bad that as at then, only 1% of recently published children's books in the UK had a lead black character.
Wow.
It's gone up to 2% now.
Okay.
But it's still, you know, the summary is there's a serious lack of diversity in children's books. And children's books, that's like the first way kids get to see the world. And unfortunately, our kids are not getting proper representation. So my wife and I sat down and we said, you know, let's start Kunda Kids to start publishing children's books that will change the narrative and improve the world that our kids grow up in.
Yeah, fantastic. And I see that you also create like stories that focus on Africans that have done great things, and hence the book Mansa Musa. Let's talk about Mansa Musa here. What inspired this character, though?
Yes, so interesting. So I did my MBA at the University of Cambridge George Business School.
Okay.
And during that time, I asked my classmates, do you know the richest person in history? They were like, I think it's Rockefeller, you know. And I said, well, go and do your research. And they came back the next day and said, the richest person in history is Mansa Musa from Mali. And unfortunately, a lot of us, we Africans don't even know that the richest person in history is Mansa Musa. And that's because there's a problem when it comes to teaching history, you know, some of the curriculum.
It's lagging in a lot of schools.
Right. So what we are trying to correct is we want our kids to grow up more enlightened. We want them to grow up with a better sense of identity, for them to grow up knowing themselves. And then we decided to write a book series called Africa's Little Kings and Queens. So this is one of the first books we wrote. Mansa Musa built the school.
Yeah.
Mansa Musa was the emperor of Mali. You know, Mansa Musa was so rich. His net worth is estimated to be over $400 billion in today's money, almost twice of Elon Musk's net worth. And other books in the series, you know, there are like 7 books in the series right now.
Okay.
We wrote another one about Shaka Zulu from South Africa, Queen Moremi from Nigeria.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah, Santua from Ghana, Queen Kitami from Uganda.
Yeah.
King Albry from Senegal, fantastic book.
Yeah.
And the latest one we've just released is about Queen Amina and the Zazal Games.
Okay.
Because we want our kids to grow up knowing their real-life heroes that they can look up to.
Fantastic. So the story here, so in just a few pages, you were able to, you know, articulate everything that Mansa Musa, you know, has done, you know, in the book in very clear, you know, terms and words, which I really loved. I mean, kids reading this, kids are really going to love it, and they're going to, you know, easily connect with it. Now, let's talk about the things that Mansa Musa did, because here it looks like you made it, you made Mr. Musa look like a child.
Yes,
Was there a reason for that?
Yes. Number one, when kids read books, it's important they can connect. And what's really important is we want kids to be able to see themselves in books. So we did a lot of research while writing the stories.
Okay.
And one thing that came out strong is, you know, kids just want to have fun. And we're like, let's give kids very fun stories. Let's give them adventures. And we wanted to tell the story of Mansa Musa, because when you read the story of Mansa Musa built a big university in Mali, which was the center of learning in the ancient world. Scholars from all over the world
went there to
study. There, you know, when people say Africans didn't write, you know, that library, you know, in the Mansa Musa school had so many manuscripts. You know, it was a center of learning in the ancient world. And we decided to write a story about Mansa Musa building a school to let kids understand, you know, this is Mansa Musa, a great person, and you can also be great like him. Mansa Musa.
Oh, so I see why you decided to, you know, play his character down, make him seem like a child. Yeah, which was really good. So I'm not exactly sure if, like you said, this is actually a fictional one, as much as, you know, you try to tell Mansa Musa's story and his impact and when it comes to education. But here where he went, so this was what actually, you know, resonated with me, or just struck a chord, where he went to visit the cellar.
Yeah, the fruit
and she
cellar.
didn't know how to read. Please tell me that's not true, or it was just based on your imagination.
So this book series that we've written, what we do is, you know, like I said earlier, we know kids just want to have fun. So we take inspiration from what we know is true about the characters. For instance, Mansa Musa built a university because it was passionate about education and learning. So we took inspiration from that to write a fictional story depicting, you know, and a very fun story for kids.
Yes, it is actually really fun.
It was about him going into town and saying, oh my God, my people are actually not educated. What can I do to help? And you realize we have kids that have read this book and they're like, you know what, I actually want to help people, Dad. I want to be like Mansa Musa. I want to teach people. You know, like we have written our books to teach soft skills. For instance, this talks about generosity,
entrepreneurship
and
as
innovation. Yeah. You look at some of our other books, they talk about things like kindness, kindness, responsibility, building confidence, forgiveness. You know, a lot of soft skills that kids really need to learn.
Thank you so much for this book. I enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to put this on my kids' storybook shelf later today. Thank you so much, Dele, for this. You know, this is really good, and I think everyone should actually go out and look out for Kunda Kids online. All righty, we have to go now, people. We're taking a quick break. We will be right back. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Now, on Wake Up Nigeria, we've had the opportunity to speak with so many amazing people. And right here in the studio with us, we have yet another. In the TVC studios with us today, we have multi-talented thespian, method actor, writer, content creator, Mr. Femi Durojaye. He is also a model, a social commentator, someone whose skills, and he's also wondering what I'm saying right now. I'm just talking a bit, just a little bit about his tenacity, his authenticity, his forthrightness. He's been doing this for quite a bit, and he's a proud African of the Oduduwa stock. It's great to have you in the studio, sir. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Honestly, whenever we have people like you in the studio, it just gives us a little insight into how the industry has evolved and, you know, how it began and the kind of diligence and energy that had to go into the craft from the very beginning. You need to let us in on the first few stories that you can tell to young actors that are probably watching today.
Okay, in 1987, I love artifacts, you know, those artworks and all that. So I used to go to the National Museum at Onikon. I go on my own. I just love stuff like that. And I noticed that there's a group that used to gather, and actors, they used to gather for training and all that. So when I decided to be an actor, I went there. It was the first place I went, because that's where I saw actors, you know. So I got trained on the stage. And then 1997 or 98, 96 or thereabouts, my late cousin, Yinka Obi, may also rest in peace, she called me that, there's one, they want to do one film. These film people, that they're looking for extra. Extra, fine. That was my first film. It was called Scavengers.
Scavengers?
Scavengers, directed by Andy Amenichi. Right, I will never forget, you know, so I went. You know, and Zakoji was the lead actor.
Wow.
So you know when you're on set, they will tell you, you extras, and when you get to this place, you clap.
Yeah.
You say, ah. But you see, I was coming from the stage. I was an experienced actor.
Yeah.
And I could read the story, how it was going. So when Zakoji was declared the winner of the case, without being directed by the director, I stood up from where I was sitting.
Yeah.
I went to meet Zakoji and shook him, I know, and embraced him.
Oh, wow.
You understand? Oh, congratulations. And the camera was rolling, you understand? And after the director cut, and he came to me, and they came to me and shook my hands. And said, oh, you did well. That single movement of mine got me recognition on the streets of Lagos. You understand? So you can actually be an extra, a walk-on, and stand out. It depends on your acting ability. So Nollywood has evolved tremendously. A lot of, you know, at that time it was the NTA people that would come and shoot and all that. But thank God for Wale Adenuga and co. They have opened schools, they have developed capabilities and all that. So there's an explosion.
Amazing.
There's an explosion.
Speaking of explosions, there's a way you've been emphatic about every single word you've said on this couch. Every movement, every emotion. I can see the stage in you. Even when you were talking about how you were thinking, I could see you thinking about something. Now, there's a particular style, there's a particular way the craft has evolved from stage to screen. On-screen actors now are less emphatic and emotive in their movements. Is this deliberate? And which one do you prefer? Of course, I know you started with stage, but do you prefer the old ways or the new ways?
Actually, there are two different mediums of telling a story, the stage and the screen. You understand? On the stage, there are elaborateness. That's why you see it in me.
Yes, every single movement.
Exactly.
Everything.
You know, I was on set with Uncle Lou Jacobs one day, and he was telling us, look, guy, on stage you can do anything you like, but on screen you can't do like this. Well, you can do like this. You can do like this. You can't do like this.
Yeah.
So the face is very important. But you see, although the mannerisms is reduced when it comes to screen, but the expression is still powerful.
Okay.
You know, you must be able to convey emotion. That's what makes you an actor, a very good actor.
Speaking of that conveyance, we need to see a monologue of yours. Yeah? So at this point, I'm going to call for that. Yeah?
That's a coup d'etat. Okay, so we are talking about emotion, so you see.
Yeah. Look at that.
Wait.
Okay.
Tunde, I need you here immediately. Immediately. You know you owe me one. Eh? And please, come with a van. You sure need it. You see. The boy said, your son, Roland, shot and murdered 2 people, apart from those he shot during the clash. Sir, I hope you realize that if you have knowledge where your son is, and you choose to hide it, it's a criminal offense. Sir, look, we are not saying everything the boy said is true. He might just be trying to get revenge. But other students said they saw him around the gang, often. And that is why we need to question him. His disappearance is not helping matters at all. Sir, there was an activity on his account.
Stuff, amazing stuff. So I know that you have worked at PEFT, and you've been able to train other people as well. And it shows in everything you do that you love this art, you love this craft. But do you think it's growing at the rate it should be growing, or should we be doing more?
The weak link in Nollywood is the storytelling for the screen. I used to tell people that Nollywood is not a film-making industry.
Okay.
It's a storytelling industry. There's a marked difference. People go to the cinemas to watch the stories. In telling your stories, you use actors, you use directors and all that. But it's a story. So the weak link in Nollywood is our ability to tell stories, you know, for the screen. Nollywood cannot be bigger or be better than its ability to tell story. So storytelling for the screen is still a major problem. My advice, actually, to film schools, right? Because I studied script writing too. Script writing is a big thing, right? There's documentary, there's advertising and all that. My advice is they should take out screenplay writing and teach it differently, so that they can give time to it. Amazing. You understand? As I said, there are different medium of telling story. You can tell the story through a painter. You can tell the story on stage. You can tell the story on radio. You can tell the story on the screen in a novel. All of them have their rules. For filmmaking, storytelling have particular rules. We say for the screen, you don't say, you show. You understand?
Yes.
So a storyteller for the screen must be able to write the showing in the script. Yes.
As much as I would love for this conversation to continue, we know that your story is still being written. And we know that you're going to train and teach so many other great young actors out there, probably including myself. At this point, I want to take the stage right to Mike, who's in the kitchen.
Titi, I'm working very hard here, and you're just having fun there. But hey, don't worry, we'll get how it goes. Okay, I'm here with Chef Nike, and we're putting everything together. It's coming together wonderfully. You've been dicing the carrots, yeah? Yes. I like your style. We've already diced, as you can see, I've already diced the greens, the veggies. That's the red bell pepper, green bell pepper, and the yellow bell pepper. Now, this is our sponge, what did you call it now?
Rice stick noodles.
Rice stick noodles. Yeah, that is it. Now, people who don't boil this, yeah, we're boiling water because we're going to soak it. We're not going to boil it as though. Why do we do that for this type of noodles?
Yes, because it's so light.
It's okay.
Yes,
very, so if you boil it with normal water, you think I just disappear and mix with the water?
Boil the water, then, you know, you just soak the rice inside of the noodles. Inside it, you add a little pinch of salt for about 6 to 10 minutes. To 10 minutes. Depending on how much, then just drain it out.
And then for our chicken there, I know we're doing a little bit of marinating there. We've already, if you can see there, we'll see that we've done a little bit. We'll still have to put a little more ingredients, which will come very soon.
Salt, ginger, garlic, and all that.
Are we going to boil this chicken now? Are we going to fry this chicken?
Well, just I'm not going to. You don't really need to boil.
Well,
yes, we're going to fry it a little.
We fry. We let you fry one.
Then we add water.
All right, we'll get to see. There's still a whole lot more. There's quite a lot when it comes to preparation for this. But when it's done, it's just express. Yeah. The first lap of the show is done. The second lap coming right up. Don't go nowhere. Stay with us.
Now, we don't cross every T and we don't dot every I. I guess that only depicts us as humans. But in spite of that, one thing we don't slack at is turning up every single morning just for you.
Yep, we never do slack at that one. We've been here since 7 a.m. If you are just joining us, well, you've missed 1 hour. But then, hey, come on. Good news, you still have 45 more minutes, and it's definitely going to be more power-packed than the last hour.
Talking about showing up powerfully, thank you. Thank you.
You know,
showed up.
It does look very, very wonderful. I like this dress. What's the style? What's the style of the dress?
Well, this is a layered skirt.
Okay.
This is tulle.
Okay.
It's like a kind of net.
Okay,
the color. This is well, some people call it mint.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, it's close to mint. That
green.
shade of green.
Yeah.
So minty and all of that. Wonderful, wonderful. It's a lovely dress. Of course, welcome. This is the second hour of the show, and it's great to have you with us. Now, remember, you can be a part of the show. Be in touch with us on our website at tvcentertainment.tv. That's where you can watch it live, of course, and also on Facebook at TVC Connect.
My name is Titilaya Oyinson, and you can stream the show live on tvcentertainment.tv.
Of course, I'm Mike Mesikena. Download the app across iOS and Android store. Android store, pardon me, of course. Follow us across social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All of them is at TVC Connect.
What do we have up next? Quite a bit, actually. Now, we're looking forward to an interesting conversation with our final guest for today, Mr. Bankole Wellington, popularly called Banky W. Now, he's a multi-talented, prolific singer, songwriter, actor, filmmaker, and businessman. And, well, hey, he's evolved over the years into becoming one of the most versatile entertainers and media moguls across Africa.
Yep.
Oh,
all right. So when we get to
it.
news, the first story you started with, which we'll start with now, is talking about the Omicron variation or variant of COVID. And something quite interesting was what Piers Morgan posted some few days back about the Omicron variant, where he stated that it's not an African virus,
of course,
but a big shout out to South African scientists who were the first to discover it. So it happens that, as of now, it is not known where it's a variation. So it cannot really be known where it's not Botswana or Netherlands. There's no. But the point is that big shout out to South Africa. They discovered it. And so, but now, quite interesting is how many countries have already locked out a number of African countries from traveling with the speed of light.
Well, so the truth is, you can't actually blame them for doing so.
No, definitely.
Because, for example, you have Canada, and then there's one other country as well, I can't really remember right now, who have had Nigerians being detected with the Omicron variant.
So they say people that travel from Nigeria, we cannot confirm.
But
this doctor this doctor who stated, and she was a bit very, very vocal about it. Look, we can overstate it that we have to stand up for ourselves as Africans.
Yeah.
Because of how weak we can be. That's why they have such power over us.
Remember the speculations that was said when the COVID-19 started about Africans. There were a lot of things that were said about Africans, how they expected us to be dying like flies,
definitely,
you know, on the road.
But that didn't happen.
But that didn't happen. Surprisingly.
But the issue is, if, God forbid, the first time it had ever been known, if it had started in Africa, is this how the rest of the world would have responded? Would they have turned it to the African virus? Would they have turned it to a problem that we have to deal with?
No, definitely.
Yes, it would have. That was why many of them were disappointed, because even I remember, even a lot of medical experts or even experts in this regard have said it, that it's quite surprising how Africans are reacting to the virus. Compared to how the rest of the world expected it to go. But now, for example, it has also even affected my travel plans, because I had travel plans later on in the month. But then I can't anymore.
Now you can't just travel in. Very true.
I
would say this: if, as at the time it was discovered and we were proactive, we should be the ones have been closing our borders. They would expect us more.
But then to wrap this up, I also feel that this is where our leaders need to collectively step in, because we need to hold them accountable for whatever goes out there, for whatever our foreign counterparts are saying about us. It's time for them to come out and say, hey, no, this is not happening. You can't say this.
The challenge I've had is the fact that, okay, we really have to go. But the thing is, there's been a lot of vaccine hoarding by other international countries, and where having some African countries have to buy it at a higher price, meaning that they can't even vaccinate all their people at the price some other countries were able to.
And then we also...
We got to go. We got to go. This is quite... Maybe tomorrow or something we'll push it up, because we're quite passionate about this, but we'll just take the weather now. Yeah, welcome back. And myself and Chef Olanike, we are almost done. It's almost ready. Let's take a look at this now. Rice, what... this name on?
Rice stick noodles.
Our rice stick noodles. Rice stick noodles. You've soaked it in the water. And you want to sieve it now, right?
10 minutes.
Okay, so let's, So we did it for about 10 minutes, yeah?
Yes.
So let's show them the process there. Oh, okay, that's it. So the water all goes down. I love the whiteness. Ooh. That's
and it's
wonderful.
also good for people that don't like gluten. You know, it's gluten-free.
Gluten-free. It makes me remember Spies in Disguise, that movie by Tom Holland and Will Smith. When I hear gluten-free, I think of Spies in Disguise.
And then our curry sauce.
And then our sauce is already here. Whoa, we're not frying it.
We fried a little, just about 2-3 minutes.
I know.
You don't have to fry.
I know.
Just about 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, all right, that's it. It looks it looks colorful. I like the colors all around it. And we've already put our sauce. What did we put inside it? Which of the sauces and how did we put them?
Okay. Oh,
it's okay, but let's just let them know what we did.
After frying for about 2 to 3 minutes, then I added water, just normal water.
All right.
Then I started adding my spices and then the curries.
Is there any order you add them, or you just add them anyhow?
No, you just keep adding.
Okay, so we had sesame.
Yeah.
We had sesame.
No, I've not added this.
Okay, we've not added this yet.
The last, yes.
Okay.
Just for every other thing
we've already
I added.
Okay, so let's take a look at the ingredients and let you know what we're preparing today for you if you are just joining me.
Then the thick now, you can see it's a bit thick. That's the corn flour. That's the job of the corn flour.
We had corn flour thick now. Wonderful.
I had to mix like about a tablespoon. You mix it with water of corn flour. Yes, then you pour it inside to make it, to thicken it.
Wonderful. Let's take a look at our ingredients to see what we're working with. If you are just joining us and you were not with us from the beginning, you get to see what we're doing. This is rice stick noodles and our chicken breast sauce. With you, we have salt, carrots, corn flour, which she just mentioned is our thickener, red onion, sesame oil, vegetable oil, stir-fry sauce, sesame seed, spring onions, chicken breast, dark soy sauce, ginger and garlic powder, bell pepper, red and yellow, and that's it. You have our rice stick noodles and
everything is ready now.
Sauce. And we are almost done. But we have our spring onions here.
Yes.
When is our spring onions going in?
Maybe about when I'm about to serve.
When you're about to serve. So the spring, all happens that the spring onions is just to
garnish.
Garnish, exactly. Embellish, garnish, whatever word you want to call it. That is what our spring onions is for. Wonderful. But you said that sesame seed will go in later.
It's for garnishing as well. Yes.
This is very healthy. I know I love fried chicken, but yeah, I knew that she had to do it for a little time because it's all about health here, and that's why it looks this way. It looks wonderful. Ah, this looks really colorful. This sauce can miss here. If this sauce should miss, what will happen? They will eat the. This is very healthy. It's gluten-free. You will take this one just like that. But yeah, well done, Chef Olanike. We're rounding up, like we said, the spring onions and the sesame seed here is for garnishing. So, and that is what will round up our day. Chef Olanike, well done, well done. At the end of the show, we'll get to see how the final plating comes together.
Yes.
You have done a great job, okay?
Thank
we have
you.
a performer. Titi is going to tell us all about that. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. Up until now, we have Olubankole Wellington, popularly called Banky W.
Yes. And he is a multi-talented and prolific singer, songwriter, actor, filmmaker, politician, businessman, and philanthropist. He has evolved over the years into becoming the most versatile entertainer and media mogul across the continent Africa.
He recently released an album titled Bank Statement. His bank statements should be one that will make my head blow, probably. But then his 6th studio album, of course, which is coming after the success of his previous project. It's great to have you, Banky W.
Thank you so
welcome.
Much
You are welcome.
On the show.
Bank statements.
Yes, boss.
that is strong thing. Bank statements.
It was
Let's talk about that.
Very strategic. I liked it. It's very inviting. It's a strong one. Please tell us about it.
So the reason I called it the bank statements is because, first of all, it's banky statements, right? But also, when you look at your bank statements, it kind of gives you a snapshot of your life, right? If you evaluate your bank statements from January to December, it tells you what's important to you.
This is resonating with my...
What
have you spent your resources on? What's going out? What's coming in? It literally, you know, if you look at my bank statements, you see this right there somewhere because I've done things for her throughout the year.
Exactly.
So for me, it's like, where am I at now? What's my life at now? In fact, we ended up doing just an EP, but the actual deluxe full album is actually set up from January to December.
Okay.
So there's a song for every month.
For every month?
Yeah, so January, then you want to start the year with God. February is Valentine's Day, there's a love song. So we just did the EP now just to kind of wet the ground and let people know.
What's December about? Because you just released one, My Destiny.
December is the Destiny song.
Oh, My Destiny.
It's a Destiny December, my sister.
So wait, when are we expecting the full body of work?
The full one, I'm thinking around Valentine's Day. That's usually my season.
So the whole 12 will come out.
So the full deluxe version of the album, or you can call it Volume 2, will be out there.
All right, there's something I want to ask now. I remember talking about bank statement. I remember at some point at different times you've spoken about how, you know, there's times when people were like, oh, Banky should be, you live within your means, and then people were like, oh, you should be driving this kind of car, you should be doing this. As entertainers, there are times when the bank statement doesn't necessarily reflect where the standing should be and all of that. What would you have for a lot of younger ones coming up now? You know, how they can, you know, maneuver this kind of treacherous waters and all of that.
So I think that was an interesting episode in my career story. So there were these girls who I think they'd seen me driving outside of a grocery store and they said, oh, my car was too old. And, you know, I think it's one thing to try and look rich. It's another thing to be wealthy. And my goal was always to target being wealthy as opposed to looking rich. And so that means being a good steward of the resources that you have. And that meant for me, there's a certain amount of real estate that I wanted to have before I changed my car. Because a car would make me look rich. But houses or property would let me know that I am actually wealthy and I have things that I will pass on to my children. The car, the minute you buy the car, the next day it has lost
It's depreciating in value.
You know, so at that stage I was like, changing, and I replied to the girls, I was like, you know, thank you for pointing out my old car, but changing my car is not a priority to me right now. Getting property, investing in businesses, getting things that I'll be able to pass on to my children is really important. And I've since changed my car, but this current car is a nice car, but I will drive this one for another 8 years
okay, you know, what you just said actually just resonated with your album. The introduction to the album.
Yes.
You dropped a lot of life lessons there. You want to share some of them?
I said, I've seen people seek fame till it kills them. Money doesn't change a man, it reveals him. I said, I might lead you to God so you go fit grow. You know, just might get you a job, a suya bistro, you know. So it's actually a great first track because I think it just gives my state of mind on a lot of things, on finances, on life, on impact, on wealth. I said the more you reach, the more you teach, the more I eat, the more people I feed. You know, it's just kind of leaving legacy points. I also talked a bit about politics. I said, you know, I ran for office because I thought the people were ready for change. But I'm still the baddest boss, so stay in your lane. Yes, Lord. You know, so I talked about that. I talked about a lot of things. The first track, I think for me, kind of sets the tone for the whole album. And the album as a whole, the EP, there's songs about legacy, there's a song about Nigeria, there's a song about my God and my relationship with God, actually a couple songs about that. There's a song about my relationship with my girl. There's a love song called A Song for You that I, obviously did for Susu, the most beautiful woman in the world.
Oh,
and then
now,
there's Joe,
talking about Susu, we're about to see a video that you did with her, the Joe one. Let's watch that.
All right, let's do it.
Wow, wonderful. The lover boy, love vibes. Everything about Banky is all about love vibes. But let's move a little. You mentioned politics. That is something you had gone into. Are you still planning to continue the journey?
I believe so.
All right, then now, we have seen something I need to put up. We've seen entertainers who have gotten into politics with so much goodwill. And then they get up there, and then something happens, and then there is so much angst. Like, there's like a turnaround because people expected something. They don't see that thing they expect, and then you find out that goodwill all turns to, in some quarters, hate in some way, and it's quite strong. How are you going to be different? Are you going to be different if you do get elected? What are you going to do differently?
So I think that for me, I understand the frustration and the angst. I think a lot of young people have been disillusioned and disenfranchised by our political system. So we're all frustrated, we're all angry, we're bitter. It's really a depressing situation when you look at the political system in Nigeria. When I was going to run for office, that was one of the concerns that my wife raised was, I know you, I know your heart, I know what you want to do, but politics is dirty and it's dangerous, and I don't want anything that will stain you or anything that will harm you. And I said, the truth is, it is dirty and dangerous, and it will always be dirty and dangerous. If the people with character and competency and a vision and empathy and all of that, if those people set out the process, then we'll always be here. So, it does come with its lumps. I mean, I don't think I've ever been dragged in my life like I've been dragged after I said I want to run for office. Even though I was, doing it independently with predominantly my own funds and my own, and it was difficult. It was draining financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, even my relationship, it was tough. But people, once you say you want to run for office, there's a healthy suspicion that immediately comes to play. And I think, for me, I think that's the good thing about a democracy, right? So if you are frustrated with somebody that enters office, don't give them the job the second time. But if somebody does do a good job, then give them a job again, or elect them for something greater. And I think that's what it is for me. I know what my intentions are. I know what I plan to do if I ever get there. But whether I get there or not, it's never going to stop me from representing my community. It's never going to stop me from standing up on the right side of the issues.
So we can hold you to that.
Oh, yeah,
you would always be a man that will represent the people.
For me, if I ever get into office, it will be because the people want me in office. Not because there's any one person that wrote an election in my favor. So every vote that we got in the last elections was because there were people that genuinely believed in our message. We didn't have money to be bribing, and so we just came with a message and a vision for what we think we can do, and the people that believed in that. And if we get a critical mass of those people, then we'll get into office. And if we do, you basically are you are answerable to who or how you got into office. So if I get into the office because of the people, then I'm answerable to the people.
So in your introduction, like I said, you shared a lot of things that resonated with me, which alongside was something you said, being a politician and how the people, you thought they want to change, but there was a clause there. Now, let's bring it back to the NSAS protest, because I know that you are an activist as well. You're very, you give a voice, or vocal, about, how you're vocal about some of these issues, spanning across, with his NSAS or the Occupy Nigeria or whatever, you're very vocal. Do you think, I would like to hear your thoughts about, you think the youth are ready to be united when it comes to, creating that change or, you know, impacting that change that we keep seeking for?
That's the million-dollar question. Do you think the youth are ready? I think that the youth are frustrated and angry and really, you know, almost desperate for things to be done differently. I do think, however, that we need to be strategic about our frustration and our anger and our energy. And, you know, activism and advocacy is fantastic. It's great. It's very necessary. I've been one of the more vocal people for the past 12 years, you know, of whether it's Bring Back Our Girls or Light Up Nigeria or Enough is Enough or whatever. Like, I've always been involved. I've always tried to use my voice and my platform. But there's only so much awareness that you can raise. If you want the wide-scale impact, the wide-scale change, the wide-scale reforms that we seek, we have to do it through the power of our politics. We have to get like-minded people in office. And so for me, I think that's what remains to be seen. Are we, yes, we want change, yes, we want things to be done better, but are we willing to say, okay, for us to do that, we have to move from just protesting to power. And if we move from protest to power and start to say, okay, in these areas of the country, how many like minds do we have? How can we infiltrate government from the ground up? You know, not everything is about the presidency and the governorship. The seat that I ran for was won with 23,000 votes. 23,000 votes. I have 4.6 million followers on Instagram.
Where were they?
So that's what I'm saying. So yes, we want change, but are we going to be strategic enough to realize that, hey, yes, we want change, but in this area, we need 30,000 people. Let's get this.
Let's get it.
In this area, we need 15,000 people. If we do that and we put like minds in the National Assembly, the power of the legislative office is enough to turn the country around. If we start putting in the right policies and enforcing those policies across the country, then we will change the country. Regardless of who the presidents or the governors are, they're very powerful, but so are your representatives, so are your senators.
Yes.
You know?
We were seeing we've seen you transition, you know, from being an entertainer to being an actor to being a politician, businessman, and you know, during this transitioning from these phases through these phases, what has been your biggest regrets?
My biggest regrets? Wow, that's an interesting question. I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but I don't really believe in regrets.
Okay.
Because I think you lose or you win or you learn. You know, so even when you lose, you learn. And a lesson learned is never a regret. It just makes you wiser, it makes you stronger, it makes you better. So I don't really look at life with regrets. I think that everything that I've done, good and bad, has brought me to where I am now. And I'm grateful for where I am now, the wins that I've had and the lessons that I've learned along the way. And that will hopefully equip me to tackle whatever tomorrow brings. And so I don't really believe, you know, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, for we know that all things work together for our good because we love God and we are called according to his purpose. And my life right now is about chasing God's purpose for me. So my good, my bad, my mistakes, my triumphs, my trials, my hard times, my fantastic times, it's all going to work together for my good because I love God and because I'm called according to his purpose. So no regrets.
Inherently, you are a talker. Inherently, you were born a politician. Inherently, but we would always still
shade or a compliment
in both ways. But we would always relate to Banky the musician. Let's feel a bit of him, and then of course Titi has a story, and she has backdated payments to make to Banky W.
Yes, so Titi,
she will tell you about that.
My bill.
But let's feel a bit of Banky. Well, of course, he heads to the kitchen.
Woo! I love that. So
the story is that Titi had to interview Banky in absentia. Before she was, and she got the job.
Yes.
And she has been at the job for 4 years.
Yes.
And in fact, we can say he gave her the job.
Hey.
So Titi, you have to start.
Where is my money?
Well,
money is check.
Interviewing you while you are not even there helps me get this job. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about the food.
All right.
Chef Olanike, we were hard at work to put this together.
Say we. Who are we?
Tell us about this. Tell us about this. This is rice stick noodles.
Yes.
And what? Chicken breast sauce.
curry and chicken sauce.
All right, lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, so Banky, you want to try it? Okay,
yeah,
let's
go ahead.
Well, chicken and curry.
So this is actually me. Titi is still not running our check. This is me, myself, and Chef Olani.
I usually don't eat until 2 p.m.
Oh,
but
okay, that's okay.
But since you insist,
okay,
let it not be like I'm rejecting TVC.
All right, that's okay. That's
we
okay.
insist.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm usually.
So which flavor would you prefer?
Fasting.
Watermelon or blackcurrant?
Blackcurrant.
Blackcurrant?
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. Okay.
Chef Olanike,
Yes, sir.
what am I expecting now?
Okay. Delicious and healthy meal.
All right.
Nice. Delicious and
Okay.
healthy.
Fantastic.
Delicious eating. I didn't. All right, well done. Well done.
Thank
well done.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, Banky.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
for breakfast.
Chef
And,
Olanike, thank you very much.
And you guys didn't touch on the amount of suya you must have consumed. We have not talked about that.
You give me a voucher, so when I go
Suya
down,
mystery, I got you.
I'll say
Suya.
Banky said to me here.
I got you.
With your bank statements.
Yes.
It's been a wonderful show. Thank you,
yes,
Banky, for coming on the show. Thank you for making it
Thank you.
thick and all of that. Thank you for watching the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.